Hey everybody, welcome to the Rochester Real Estate Show podcast. Jason Mancuso here as always, and joined today again by Steve Popowych, Anthony Butera team. What's going on?
Oh, keeping busy out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy out there, right? I mean, interesting times, I guess, is the way to describe it.
That is, exactly how to describe it. Hit or miss, right?
Yeah. So I think it's good to. It's good. This is going to be an interesting discussion because I'm going to say let's hit the reset button, but the conclusion at the end, foreshadowing is a lot of the same in terms of you're looking to buy a home. Where do you start? What do you do?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So and again, like kind of being vague so far, right? Interesting market right now. It's June. What are we at? 15th.
Yep.
2022.
Yep.
Planet Earth, Rochester, New York. This week, 2 days ago on Monday, it's being taped on a Wednesday. 2 days ago on Monday, the interest rates literally jumped about 3/4 of a point.
Yep.
Now, today, there's actually a Federal Reserve meeting that, just inflation, everything going on economy-wise, panic mode has set in, and, the Federal Reserve, the interest rates jumped in anticipation of the Federal Reserve saying, hey, we're going to raise interest rates again.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're now in the environment of, a week ago it was in the fives as an interest rate, 5%.
Yeah.
Now we're in the sixes, potentially.
Yep.
And that's alarming, right? And rightfully so. Okay.
It's alarming for those people buying this last weekend, right? I mean, I had people under contract last weekend. Mm-hmm. You know, we were looking at a mid-5 rate.
Right.
Called the loan officer. Hey, I got a contract for you.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, rates jumped.
Yeah.
You think quarter point? Right. No, 3/4 of a point.
Right. Great.
You're like, whoa,
awesome.
Are we going to wait?
Yeah.
And I got the same spiel you just gave. They're meeting at 2 today. Let's see what happens.
Right.
So,
with all that said, not that real estate is recession proof. There's effects that the economy has on the real estate market.
Yeah.
And there's effects that, the economy has on the everyday consumer just looking to buy or sell a house in whatever local real estate market they're in. Mm-hmm. Right. So, gas prices, inflation, all this stuff. And now, it's been progressing, but now higher interest rates on your mortgage to buy a house with. All this stuff adds up. Right?
For sure.
At the end of the day, homes will still be bought and sold at a surprising number and rate.
Absolutely.
Just like everything that we've said so far in this episode.
It's scary.
If you're just getting into real estate day one and listening to this for the first time, you're like, oh my God, there's going to be zero homes that sell moving forward. Who's going to do that?
For sure.
The reality is people have to have a roof over their head.
Absolutely.
We could dive off the deep end and just talk about everything economy wise, but one of the main factors to where homes are going to continue to be bought and sold is rental rates aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Rental inventory isn't there to support.
Yep.
Housing inventory isn't there, in terms of for sale isn't there to, balance the market out or, favor the buyers with, more homes to choose from.
Yep.
We're just in very interesting times.
For sure.
So with all that rambling on my end, sorry, you're looking to buy a home. You've done nothing in the process so far. It pops in your head as a want or a need. Yeah. I need to buy a house.
Yeah.
Where do you start? What do you do?
Wow.
That's what this episode. That's what the topic of this episode.
Yeah. So I think the first thing, it's going to sound like a plug on my end, but it's absolutely not. I think the first thing to do is talk to a real estate agent, right?
I agree.
Because and I think that doesn't really matter, what you're looking to do. Always go to a professional, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be able to guide you in the right direction. Where do we go from here? What do things look like for you? What's your time frame? How much time do you have left on your lease? Yep. Right? If you have a year and you just resigned, can you get out of that lease? What's the expense of getting out of it? Can you sublet it? There's a lot of options out there for people to start looking, but they don't think about all these things right away.
Yep. You tell them you want to spend $1,500 a month.
Yep.
You tell them you got $20,000 to work with.
Okay.
They come back and tell you, great, you're qualified for $200,000.
Yeah. Now what? So then on my end, I have to get to work to find you homes, right?
Yep.
So they're going to qualify you very specifically as far as type of financing, like we said before,
Yep.
taxes on a yearly basis that you qualify for, and price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my system and I'm going to put in areas that you've told me
Yeah.
that you're looking for, criteria you've given me on a home. I'm going to plug all that in. I'm going to plug in the taxes, the type of financing, everything into that system. And it's going to show me every home that you qualify for. I'm going to share those homes with you daily.
Yep.
Usually every morning, usually every evening. I like to send it twice a day.
Yeah.
Some people say that's too much. I like it twice a day. Things happen between 9 to 5.
Sure.
So if you get one in the morning and you get one in the evening, you're really up to speed on what's going on with the market.
Absolutely.
You know, and I like that. And
Yep.
I think most of my consumers, buyers like that. You know,
I think as an aside, I think you have to be set up that way
Yeah.
at minimum.
yeah,
The market that we've been in, there's been in the last few years with delayed negotiations, right?
Yeah.
There's been the luxury of having time.
Yeah.
To a house gets listed today. It's Wednesday.
Yep.
They're not looking at offers till next Tuesday.
Yeah.
We got time. It's not like we need to get in there tonight.
for
right?
sure. Yeah,
And so that's where there's multiple updates a day can really keep you in tune with the inventory in a timely manner. That may shift. If the market changes,
we're already
to where-
seeing it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's tough to remember. Imagine 4 years ago before delayed negotiation.
I know, right? I was
Right?
running around.
It's like, oh my God, this house just listed. It's
Yeah.
it's going to sell in a day. We
Yeah.
better get in there. If we wait 2 days, we're too late.
Everybody's seen the TikTok that's out there right now with the agents running through houses with their buyers
Yeah.
and running, getting out of the car, running in, running out. Like everybody's seen it. It's out there, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody's seen it.
Well,
now, right?
it's interesting
So
that specific example is like, all right, has the market changed other areas quicker than our market?
potentially,
Which
yeah,
definitely is and could be true
Yeah.
to that level. But that video, that was one of my takeaways. Was
Yeah.
like, man, this is like more like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
for
this
our
is- yeah,
market.
exactly,
That's what it was like.
yeah.
You're like, we got to get
Yeah.
it now. We got to go. We got 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
it's crazy. It sucks, but
Yeah.
another story.
exactly. But I do feel like these homes that do make it past their delayed negotiations, like that urgency is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If offers are due Tuesday at noon or 5 o'clock, and I'm making that phone call at 5:30 or 1 in the afternoon and saying, "Hey, do you have offers?" and the agent's telling me no, I'm calling my buyer and I'm saying, "Listen, what time are you out of work? What do you have going on? How fast can we get in this house?" Because that's our opportunity, especially when we look at a home that is priced, near the top end of your budget, right? This is our opportunity to slide in there, do the best we can to try to get this house under contract before somebody else does.
Right.
So that urgency
that's a
is
rush.
there.
Yes.
Yes, but it's not every single case.
Exactly.
And it's majority of them. There's more
Yep.
time to view the home than not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spent too much time on this, but ultimately there may be, and it may be sooner than later to where it's back to like, okay, this house just got listed
Yeah.
today, an hour ago. We got to get in there within the next 3 hours because
Potentially.
I know there's already 7 showings and
Yeah.
2 of them are saying they're writing an offer tonight, and so they're going to look at them tonight, and it's going to be
Exactly.
sold by tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Their kids got soccer tonight. They won't be home. They're willing to show it. Everybody's got to get in tonight.
So, anywho, all right. So you're scanning the market for them. You're staying in touch with the
Yep.
inventory. I mean, ultimately, this is the part of the process where it's like, okay, here's the financial side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that the housing market as a whole
Yep.
meets your expectations
For sure.
or your needs or your wants and or any combination of that, right?
Yeah.
To where, okay, this $200,000 price point, I'm looking at, if there's, say they're limited to like one town and there's 15 homes available in
Yeah.
that town of 200 and under.
Yeah.
And
It's a good town.
I was thinking through that example.
Can you find me that town? I got buyers for it.
Right. So let's say that's the case and 10 out of the 15.
Yeah.
They're looking at it like, okay, yeah. Like I can work with that, right?
Yeah.
Versus 0 or 1 out of the 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where it becomes, to me, the way I think of it is like, I think this market, one of the things that's going to happen quickly with buyers is the concept of need versus want is going to quickly get defined.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a hard separation that leads to the decision making around it.
For sure.
Right? Because your wants may not meet what you can either afford or qualify for based on the pricing of the market.
For sure.
Based on everything as a whole financially.
Yeah.
And then it's a matter of, all right, well, do you need to do this?
Are we buying now or are we waiting?
You know? Just at any time,
Yeah.
right? It's like, if you're not getting what you want, right? Because again, this is the biggest financial decision of your life, more often than not, or one of them at minimum.
Yeah.
If you're not getting what you want, then it shifts quickly to, all right, do you need to make a purchase?
For sure. And I think it's situational too, right? It's like, like you said, do you need to? Like, if the want is there, let's say I want 4 bedrooms, 2,000 plus square foot, right?
Right.
But I'm carrying a bunch of revolving debt, or I'm carrying a large car payment, and I know I can get rid of some of that in the next 6 months.
Right.
That opens up your opportunity to then have that home. That's probably the conversation we're going to have.
Based on what the lender's telling you to.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And based on your overall, if restructuring debt, so to speak, adds up for your overall financial situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that may be an element in play.
For sure.
Good point. Yeah.
But maybe there's things, you're pretty much almost debt free and your income's only what your income is, and this is what you can afford, and this is where we're at.
Want versus need, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I want to buy a home.
Yeah.
But I want nothing to do with those homes that I can currently afford or qualify for in the area that I want to be in.
For sure.
Well, on our end, that's easy advice in terms of all right, well, the last thing I want to do is fit a square peg into a round hole and have you buy a house
you hate it
that you don't want and you don't need. That's a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
If you're out there buying a house in any market, this isn't a conversation relevant to today's pricing.
Anywhere.
This is even in a down market.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you're buying on the low end of the market cycle, you may be sheltered by a bad decision because pricing increases after that if you sell it 2 years later. And
for sure.
Okay, situation sucked. I didn't like my house, but at least I made money on it. It's a lot easier pill to swallow than situation sucks with this house. And
I'm underwater.
Okay, great. Now I'm underwater because the market corrected or adjusted, and
Whatever.
my value went down 5%.
Yeah.
When I am looking to get up.
That's not a good situation.
Right.
And I should have dug deeper. Really, honestly, that's what I would tell you if that situation occurred. I didn't dig deep enough.
You as an agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair.
I feel I take responsibility for that, because at the end of the day, like you said, this is my job to make sure that people are having a positive experience, a good experience, getting into something they really, really want to be in.
Yeah.
If this is happening, I self-reflect on it. Thank God I don't have it happen.
Yeah, no,
but if it did, I would self-reflect,
I love that approach and attitude towards it because that's the way it has to be.
Yeah.
Because and not to disparage the industry, but I think there's too many agents out there that would never say that or never think of that, and just great, you're willing to buy a house at this price range?
Yeah.
I can get you under contract.
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it.
Yeah, it's not.
That's it.
It's not sustainable to me. It's not the business I want to
run. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So now the need side of it.
Yeah.
All right. I just had another kid. We have 3 kids now. I'm in a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
I need to buy a house with 3, 4, as many. I need more space.
Yeah.
That's a need, right?
For sure.
Or I need to be in this school district.
Okay.
Or whatever the needs are.
Yeah.
Now it's still the same analytical approach in terms of okay, here's the financial side.
Yep.
Here's the real estate side of it.
Yep.
And that here's the homes available in that financial comfort zone.
For sure.
Qualification.
Yep.
Here's what you need is 4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Here's the 4-bedroom homes available.
Yep.
Now there may be where it's all right, I need to move, and I don't necessarily, the want list kind of goes out the window, at a large degree, because it's like, yeah, I want, cathedral ceilings or an open floor.
I want an in-ground pool.
Yeah, right? But it's like, everything that I want is $100,000 more.
Exactly.
Now it's gut check time.
Yeah.
To where it's like, all right, I need to make this move.
Yeah.
And I realize that this is, what it's going to look like.
For sure.
And, wrapping your head around. Essentially, the conclusion is like, you got to be totally at peace as a buyer with making the moves out of necessity and having that equate to what's available in the market, right?
For sure.
Being okay with it.
And I think we can get creative with this, right? Because I had people, same situation. The need is there, right?
Yeah.
They need to move.
Right.
They want stuff.
Yeah.
Pool.
Right.
I love the pool example. It's an easy one for me, right?
Yeah.
So we start looking at homes. When I'm looking at homes, I know they want an in-ground pool. This home doesn't have an in-ground pool. I'm looking at the backyard. Does it have enough space to put one in?
Right.
If this home is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it's going to fit you for the next 20 years while you raise your family, who's to say in 4 years, 5 years, you can't put an in-ground pool in the backyard?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's to say you can't add onto the garage and make it a 3-car?
And that's where, I think the need thing trumps all.
Yes.
In terms of like, you have to make decisions off of need.
For sure.
If there's, forced elements in play, right? Like if you're forcing a decision, then you have to go with the needs.
For sure.
And hopefully those needs aren't in a short-term manner, meaning like I'm making a move out of necessity because I need more space, as an example, right?
Yeah.
Or a school district, but
Yes.
I'm only going to be in the house for a year and a half.
Yeah, that's a different,
Right? So,
yeah.
if that's the case, it's like, look, I get it, you need a 4-bedroom house, but if you're only going to be here for a year and a half, whatever the situation is, it's on us to be like,
Whew.
do you really need
to
buy a house,
Yeah.
or do you just need a 4-bedroom
Yeah.
house? Is there rental options available?
Exactly.
As an example.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Or is it better to, I hate to say it this way, but like, suck it up with the current situation in that short period, right? Year and a half, time flies.
Yeah.
So
We have to be careful, though, in that scenario.
100%.
And like, and because it can get crazy out there, and it's my job to know what you need, right?
Yeah.
Long-term home, I can tell you, okay, listen, we can go into this with confidence. If it fits what you need right now and the wants later on down the road, it's a good fit for you.
Yeah. And a matter of willingness to take that approach, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like if you're looking at it with that lens on to say like, all right, this fits, I've got the bones.
Yeah.
Got the base.
Yeah.
I can build off it over time.
For sure.
Because, in that example, like I'm going to be here 20 years, I'm going to raise my family. Then, I mean,
how many people do we know? I mean, like, one of my good friends, like, his parents put a sunroom on the back of their house. They lived there for 30 years.
I'm in it right now. I'm planning on staying in my house for the long haul. And, it's kind of a blank canvas, right?
Yeah, you got the backyard barbecue, right?
Right. So,
I mean,
the house, when we bought it, it was like, it fits the need in terms of more space.
Exactly.
Better, school district was
for
priority.
Sure. Yeah.
And, having the ability to kind of fill the want wish list over time worked for us.
Yeah.
May not work for everybody, but again, it all comes back to need versus want.
Yeah.
And, I think the overall conclusion here is with the financial elements in play. Mm-hmm. Interest rates, inflation, gas prices, everything going on economy-wise, like that part of the process of determining need versus want
is super
is always important.
Even more now.
But like really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah.
What do we miss?
I don't know.
Tidbits? Covered a lot.
No, I feel like we did. I don't know.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Steve Popowych here, Anthony Butera team. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will catch you next time.